Everyone. Okay. Well, this is going to be a part 2 of the last video because there's so much here that I didn't put in the last video and things that I've received today. It's all new for me. So I'm just going to open this up and start with this. Now, Gene had sent a video, and in that there's 2 videos that he sent, and the one was with the black painting with the white frame, and then it had the other one with the white on white. Now, when I saw that video, again, I'm going to repeat myself, but when I saw that video, it was the New Yorker that followed that. And when I read the New Yorker, I understood it was, and then I went to Wikipedia. I think I found it in Wikipedia, but there was a saying in behind the black paint, something to do with Negro fighting in the cellar, Negro fighting in the cave at night or something. I mean, I messed that right up, but it was racist. Okay, it was racist. So then I'm getting another video. I received another video from Gene, and it was about uh, the KKK and Jonathan Kleck and Nike. Now he got that from Soap Ministry. Now, Soap Ministry was looking at this one day and he saw that Jonathan Kleck was all in white. And then he looked at the logo and he said that's where the KKK would go. And he started to put the KKK and Jonathan Kleck together along with Nike. Then when I saw this, I thought right away of the black painting, and I'm thinking, okay, there's something to this. There's something going on here. So I just kept going with all of this. Now, there is something here, Jane, because I'm finding that Jonathan Kleck, when he wears white, it's a Nike logo, okay, is what I'm seeing. So again, here in this video, which was done in 2020, December 16th, the end is arriving. Testimony with witnesses and documents, miracles, the king is coming, blah, blah, blah. All right, so he's all in white and he has the Nike. Where we are saying now that this is where the KKK logo would go, right? The crest would go. So this, again, I just shook my head and I'm thinking he's all in white. And then there was another video that Soap Ministry did where Jonathan Kleck again was wearing white and it had Nike right across the chest. It had Nike. Again, white, right? Okay. The cross is not the same cross as you would usually see the cross in the church or anything else, because here it's all squared off and it's all about the same length, whereas the cross that we're used to looking at, this has a longer, it's just longer, the bottom's longer there. Okay, so this is all squared off evenly. This would be the cross, what, KKK, I don't know. All right. So I just wanted to show you him wearing white with the Nike logo. Okay, and here we have the cross behind him. And there's much more. There's much more. Okay, so I saw that, and the Nike with the white here, okay, what he's promoting, I looked into it a little further. Now, I've said FC football, again, was connected with the military and with the police in places of authority. Okay, so again, Air Force One. I'm going to show you Air Force shoe, right? The Air Force is a range of athletic shoes made by Nike that began with Air Force One. The Air Force One was created by designer Bruce Kilgore and was the first basketball shoe to use the Nike Air technology. This is really important as we go along, if you could just remember that. Nike Air technology. So I went down, I was just browsing through and I came across this here. The Air Force STS, as also known as Air Force 4, was introduced in 1989. It may be a reference to the Space Transportation System, the official name for the Space Shuttle. Okay. Space Transportation System. The Space Transportation System, STS, also known as the internally to NASA as the Integrated Program Plan, was a processed system of reusable and managed space vehicles envisioned in 1969 to support the extended operations beyond the Apollo program. The Space Shuttle was a particular reusable low Earth orbital spacecraft system operated from 1981 to 2011 by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, as part of the Space Shuttle program. Its official program name was Space Transportation System. Okay, so here we have, a look at the shoes. We have air, we have the noose, okay, we got the crisscrossing here. We also have a square within a square here, okay? Square within a square within a square, or a square within a square. I don't know if you can see this, but I will be showing you this along the way, okay? Okay, so we have Air Force 4. And then do you remember this? Okay, so it's important here that you recognize that he is wearing a Nike, again, logo.
Pinnacle part of my skydiving career. This is some of the point of purchase ads for Vlad Eyewear. So falling out of the sky upside down with fangs on. Well, isn't it fascinating that in one I'm falling out of the sky upside down with fangs on, and in the other one I look like I'm crucified during the Discovery launch. That's the Space Shuttle Discovery, August 10th, 2001 at the Kennedy Space Center, and I got to sky surf in the same airspace as the Space Shuttle. During the Discovery launch. That's the Space Shuttle Discovery, August 10th, 2001 at the Kennedy Space Center, and I got to sky surf in the same airspace as the Space Shuttle.
Okay, and I just wanted to show you this here. We've got the white frame and the black square. Okay, and I also saw this, the wall being as the frame to his black writings here about Peter. It looks like a black square, and then the wall represents the frame. And remember that in the black painting, the black square, there's also two paintings behind that. And now with the black paint that is starting to crack, you're starting to see the colors come through that black paint. Okay, so there's no surprise to me that there would be any kind of writing or anything like that inside a black square. Okay, because there are things inside this black square or behind the paint. Okay, so it's a double. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's a little clip that I want to show you. There was a few things in here that surprised me, so again, I'm just going to bring this forward. Now, this is a Michael Jordan, another Nike commercial, and it's called Maybe It's My Fault commercial, and it's all about the hard work behind what he makes look easy. So everything he's doing, it takes a lot of work, but yet it comes across as though it's very easy to do. Okay, that's the theory of the whole thing. So I just wanted to show you the hand here. Okay, you go straight up like this. You've got the needle here. You've got, again, the ball here. Back in here, it looked really weird because what is this black thing doing on the top of the building? It did not make sense. It still doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is, but it really bothered me. I noticed it. So here you have the hand coming from the pit. You've got the needle here, and then you've got this ball. And maybe you can explain it. I don't know, but it was very disturbing when I saw it. Okay, so then as I was going through this, I started to chuckle again, because here, it's all about what he's doing behind the scenes to make it look easy. And we've got the military press, leg curls and everything, push-ups, jump, and this sort of thing, okay? Yeah, military, right, okay. Now, again, here we go by and we see the hoops, the upside down V. We see this bird foot here, this dinosaur bird foot of some kind. And it gives the impression, the illusion of the black square with the white around it. Okay. This is their language. This is how they talk and remind each other not to get out of line. Now, when I put together Jonathan Kleck's testimony, where he mentions that he is a DuPont, or married into a DuPont, or dating one at the time. Now, again, when I looked into that, the DuPonts, the way it was explained was the DuPonts, not only the DuPonts, but they like to play around with their letters. So, your Y is replacing an I, but still says the same. So this is their language. This is how they speak. This is not God's language. This is not something that you should be following through and staying in one place and just looking at all of these symbols. Stop looking at the symbols and go back within yourself. Don't go too far away from yourself. Stay within yourself. This, like I say, this is something that you look at and say, well, isn't that interesting? And you keep moving on. You know who it is. You just keep moving. Don't stay in one spot and try to figure it out or find anything deeper understanding of it. If it's evil, if you know it's evil, you know what you're looking at, keep moving. Because the Holy Spirit does not speak of anything that is evil. The Holy Spirit brings you to Jesus. Reminds you of Jesus. It doesn't remind you of wickedness. And this is definitely not truth. Like, that's not the way we spell lion. Then I saw this, and again, this I thought of, Chinese, Japan. These were the sales that they, with the ancestors. This is what they brought forward in 2008 with their, the opening up the scroll. And then here you have the black ball here, Norb, skull and bones right here. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to play just some clips of this video here. It's called Dead Sheep, Nike Testimony, the Spirit That Now Worketh. And this was put up June 2nd, 2013. Okay. Testimony, Nike Testimony.
Because like I said, from my vantage point,
That's what he drew, though, right? In a large version.
Yeah, you showed me afterward.
Right, it's a large version of what he drew.
Yeah, like you showed me the receipt, and this is exactly what he wrote, or drew and wrote. I don't know any of this at this point. I just know that he's drawing something intense, and that they're talking. He and Johnny are having this confrontation, and then Johnny has to go, and Johnny takes off, and I go back around to see how he's doing, and I'm like, hey, everything okay? And I know something beyond the natural happened. This isn't me. It's obvious. There's no way you jump from that to the all-seeing eye to this intensity in the way that he's behaving. And I still hadn't seen the receipt because Johnny had to leave, and the receipt, he took it with him. I saw it later. So I talked to him, and it's sort of like he had to shake something off, and then he was back to himself. which is really, at that point, I knew what was going on. I mean, it's obvious something had taken over him. It went from his normal self to a very intense, angry being, back to his sort of jovial, but he was kind of out of it. He seemed kind of lucid. I was like, hey, bro, I need you to get back. You've been on break for a while. You okay? And so it's like, yeah, okay. And he gets back. So that ends. Of course, immediately I want to go talk to Johnny to see what the heck happened. Like, what did they say? What transpired? And yeah, that night after work, I went and saw him, and this is what he showed me. And I'm just blown away. And you know, that's my perspective. And I asked Johnny what transpired, and you can share what you guys talked about.
Yeah, when he wrote this, he said, "Shield my eyes from the sun, for I know not what lies before me." In a very demonic voice, he said, he handed it to me and goes, "Do you know what that means?" And I went, no. I was like, I remember I was trying to get some levity into it. I went, no. Should I? And he said, "I'm everywhere you go."
Food service business. And I sent this guy, the guy that Johnny said would draw a picture of him on break. Before I sent him on break, though, Johnny had come in. He'd come in with his son, and he was getting what his normal order. And he put it through, and the individual reached over, sort of from where he was, to stop Johnny and say, "Hey, man, I gotta draw." He said something like,
"Drew a picture."
Yeah, I drew a picture. I'm gonna draw a picture of you, and I wasn't that close to it, but I was close enough to hear that, and immediately I thought, "Whoa, that's random and weird," because I thought back to that point when Johnny had said, "I bet you $1 million you guys can draw a picture of me," and I just thought, okay, this is crazy.
Picture of me with a dead sheep on the picture of my face he drew. When I confronted him and said, "Why did you draw the sheep?" I walked into a Starbucks and had a guy draw a picture of me with a dead sheep on the picture of my face he drew. When I confronted him and said, "Why did you draw this picture of me, Alex, with a dead sheep?" As a matter of fact, I said he would do it before he ever did it to the manager. A week and a half later, he drew a sheep with a dead sheep with on the image of my face that he drew. We're going to see that in a little while. Why would somebody draw a picture of somebody with a dead sheep on him? I'm asking you. Why would anybody draw a picture of another person and say, "Hey, I think I'll draw a dead sheep on their ear"? Unless they're a race of scorpions from the pit that are mocking me because I'm being haunted. You know what's really, like when I walk into Starbucks and they wink their eye and stick out their tongue at me and they draw a picture of me with a dead sheep and they don't think I'm going to see it. But as soon as I do see it and I say, "Hey, why'd you put the dead sheep on my ear, Alex?" "Do you know who you're speaking with?" "Yeah, I know who I'm speaking with." "Do you know who you're speaking with?" "Yeah." "Yeah." He did. He knew who he was speaking with. He looked at the ground and said, "Yes." And I was like, "So you know I'm a messenger then?" And he acknowledged yes. Then I said, "You know what the message is, don't you?" And then he looked very melancholy and he looked down at the ground. He acknowledged yes. And then I leaned over the table and I went, "The message is, your time is up." And I went, and he went, and his veins stuck out. He's like, and he's like, he's like gonna freak out. And I saw it coming. I've been in martial arts for 30 years. I know when it's coming. And so when I went, "Your time is up," he went, and there was a pin on the center of the table, and I saw his eyes, and I'm like, he's going for the pin. I got some distance back because I knew it was coming.
What transpired, and you can share what you guys talked about.
Yeah, when he wrote this, he said, "Shield my eyes from the sun, for I know not what lies before me." In a very demonic voice, he said, he handed it to me and goes, "Do you know what that means?" And I went, no. I was like, I remember I was trying to get some levity into it. I went, no. I was trying to get some levity into it. I went, no. Should I? And he said, "I'm everywhere you go."
major Nike advertising campaign for Kobe Bryant, and there's no second guessing who's running the show with this particular ad campaign. They even showed at the top of the pyramid of success, that's the all-seeing eye. So he was almost showing himself by sketching it on a receipt, whatever spirit this was specifically, and then making
a bell ringer. That's my name according to Christ who named me. Now, I'm going to show you guys just some fascinating stuff. During all this lighting experiment that was going on right here, I want Chris, can you see this big cross right here? See the big cross? I did this giant cross. I made it real thick like this so I could carve a lot of images. It had two angels on each side, and they were casting Satan down into hell. And then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece.
Did you hear that? Let me play that again.
On right here. I want Chris, can you see this big cross right here? See the big cross? I did this giant cross. I made it real thick like this so I could carve a lot of images. It had two angels on each side, and they were casting Satan down into hell. And then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. Images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. Images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. Images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece.
And you also see the coffin, do you not?
the advertising campaign for Kobe Bryant, and there's no second guessing who's running the show with this particular ad campaign. They even showed at the top of the pyramid of success, that's the all-seeing eye. So he was almost showing himself by sketching it on a receipt, whatever spirit this was specifically, and then making himself by sketching it on a receipt, whatever spirit this was specifically, and then make campaign. They even showed at the top of the pyramid of success, that's the all-seeing eye. So he was almost showing himself by sketching it on a receipt, whatever spirit this was specifically, and so he was almost showing himself by sketching it on a receipt, whatever spirit this was.
We're casting Satan down into hell, and then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. And then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. But the point is...
Hello, buenas.
Sí, buena, Brea.
Hey, ¿quién anda ahí?
Arturo Melán.
Arturo, ¿de dónde, brother?
Estamos aquí de Salcedo.
Ah, de Salcedo. Saludos para toda mi gente de Salcedo. La gente buena del Cibao. Brother, cuéntamelo todo. Saluda a tu gente.
No, yo lo que quiero pedir a ver si tú me pones una canción.
Claro que sí, mi brother, la que tú digas.
Sí, yo quiero que tú me pongas la canción que dice, ¿esos son Reebok o son Nike?
¿Esos son Reebok o son Nike?
Sí.
Pero, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama?
¿Son Reebok o son Nike?
¿Esos son Reebok o son Nike?
The only way to read the percentage, I was like 100% no lion. Like nylon, reading nylon backwards. Nolyn, no line. The only way to read it backwards is to turn it upside down. So I said 100%, and I turned it upside down. No lion.
Right? No lion.
Lord told me, go look at this guy's shoes. Lord told me, go look at this guy's shoes. Remember, his clothing line's called 400. Hunted for dinner is what it means. And so I went and I looked at it. And look what it says. The name of these tennis shoes is called Bait. That's the name of the tennis shoes. Bait, YG, Reebok, Classic. Nylon, that's weird. The Bait, Reebok Classic. Nylon, hunted for dinner. No, my God. Hunted for dinner, no lying. Look at the one next to it. Hunted for dinner, no lying. Hunted for dinner, no lying. Hunted for dinner, no lying. Bait, hunted for dinner, no lying. Oh my God, it says it on all of them.
And here I'm just going to say for Adidas, it just reminded me of the alley that of where this all started with his testimony, everything turning upside down and this sort of thing. And the alleyway was very familiar in that sense. That's why I decided just to throw this one in with them with their X's and whatever. Yeah. This represents, well, for me anyway, what he's all about. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shy away from this whole thing with the shoes and everything. I'm going to talk about the black square, okay? And I'm asking you that you just hear me to the end, okay? All right, I just want to read the New Yorker again here. A pre-square artist studies his craft his entire life, struggling with the dead, inert, chaotic matter, trying to breathe life into it, as if fanning a fire, as if praying he tries to ignite light within a stone. He stands on his tippy toes, craning his neck in attempt to peek where the human eye cannot reach. Sometimes his efforts and prayers, his curious, are rewarded for a brief moment, or maybe for a long while. It happens, it appears, God, an angel, a ghost, a muse, or something, sometimes a demon, steps back, letting go from his hands those very things who volatile feelings, those wimps of celestial fire. What should we call them? That they saved for themselves, for their wondrous abode that is hidden from us. Having solicited this divine gift, the artist experienced a moment of acute gratitude, unhumiliating humility, unshameful pride, a moment of distinct pure and purifying tears, both seen and unseen. Okay, so I just really wanted to remind you of this because I'm going to bring you back here. Okay, fanning the fire. As he's praying, he tries to ignite light within a stone. Okay, I'm just going to play this out for a few minutes. Okay.
Other pieces. This is me sitting there in my art gallery with some of the art.
Okay, here I just want to open this up and I want to show you that these skulls, and Jonathan, this is Jonathan Clark right here, and then you've got the skulls and they all look like they have the same face. The eyes, look at this, there's nothing in between, showing you that they're sunglasses, and he has his hand outwards so you can see fully that his hand is being placed on that corner in that square. Okay.
Art pieces. These are all different pieces. But I want you to see this table that I'm sitting on. You see the skull here and there's a skull here? Watch this. There's a skull right here and there's one right here. There's also one here and there's one here. And they're all different colors. Well, before I got saved, and I started doing this experiment in lighting, in art, I named that table the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I had never even read the Bible. I think I may have only opened the... And then this is the same location, but this is with the lights on in the gallery. So
okay, so you can see the crosses here, right? Sitting on one. These are all, Nazi. This is Nazism. And you can see the glasses. They look like glasses, right? So you've got three here.
You can see that's me. And see how the difference, how everything changed from here to this picture above it or the picture below it? See this, Chris? See this image right here? Yeah. See the blue? Well, the lights are on. Now let's go down to here. That's the exact same image, just someone flipped off the lights, and I'm sitting in the same position. So you can see how vitally different the whole thing. And the reason I'm showing you this is
because this is what the Lord used to train me and to call me. And when he was drawing me in at that time, and I started asking some questions. Okay, so now we're going to move along. We were just doing it. It was so bizarre. I was like, why am I doing this? But a lot of artists in San Antonio were flipping out. They go, where did you come up with this idea? I was like, I don't know. It just happened. I decided to use light as my medium. Now, I'm going to show you guys just some fascinating stuff. During all this lighting experiment that was going on right here, Chris, can you see this big cross right here? See the big cross? I did this giant cross. I made it real thick like this so I could carve a lot of images. It had two angels on each side, and they were casting Satan down into hell. And then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. But the point is this. Two angels on each side, and they were casting Satan down into hell. And then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece. Satan down into hell. And then I had images of me sky surfing above it. It was just an art piece.
That's the Space Shuttle Discovery, August 10th, 2001 at the Kennedy Space Center. And I got to sky surf in the same airspace as the space shuttle.
Okay, and then here he has it right there, right smack in the middle of the cross. Okay, so the video that you just saw with his art was in 2013, and this here is 2020. So there you have it right there. Has anything changed with this man? Not at all. See? There you go. Instead of being on top, he's right at the heart of the cross. I want to show you one more thing concerning this, and then I'm going to leave this. Okay, what I want to show you here, see the painting in there, the picture in the back? It's no different than what he's got behind him now with the shuttle. Here is the square right here, and there's a picture, and this is an arm and a leg as though their back is arched here. It's kind of creepy, but I think I know where this is coming from. So you can see it very faintly here. They're arched here. This is the leg here, and then this is the arm, and then here's the torso right here. It's like arched. Okay, so I'm going to show you something here, and we can... Okay. So that's what's in the middle of this, and I think this is important. This is the Vampire Sunglasses marketing video, and look at this here. This is what I see right here in the middle of that cross that I just showed you. Right here, there's the arm and the leg, and the back and the torso is kind of arched here. Okay. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. There's the arm, the leg, and the arch here, and it's kind of black, but again, it's hard to make out, but that's what it looks like to me. But it's not no space shuttle going up, that's for sure. Okay, so he changed it. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I found that creepy. Okay, and there's one more thing I want to show you here. If you look at, this is yellow, it's a beam that's going straight through. Okay, I just want to open that up a bit. See that? And then you've got the jagged, it looks like a chemtrail here. Okay, look at this. I don't know if that's double exposure, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, so this is the same video here. This is the Vampire Sunglasses marketing video. when I was looking into the square, the black square, and putting Nazism and putting it all together, and I remembered I'm thinking, where did I see a cross? I knew I knew I saw it on somebody, and then that's when it hit me that it was Jonathan Cleft with this here. So I just want to show you this. Now, this is a square for me. This is the way I've received this. Now, I received this as a square with an X. The way I looked at it was an X in the middle, but it also can be a cross. It all depends on how you're looking at it, right? Because again, it morphs and it can go into two or three different meanings. Okay, so we have the square here, and then we have, for me, it's an X, but it also can be a cross. Okay, I mean, this is just, all right, I'm just gonna, okay.
Malevich worked on a futurist opera, Victory Over the Sun. There, the heroes strive to eliminate reason by overtaking the sun and destroying time, essentially killing off past values. Malevich was in charge of set and costume design, and at some point while working on the decorations for the solar eclipse, he found inspiration for his future black square when he overlaid a cross with a circle. Cross with a circle. Cross with a circle. Yeah, but before that, he created the black circle, black cross, red square, and white on white, a white square. Kazimir Malevich was always fascinated by how color affected humans.
Okay, so here we have the cross, again, another cross here, but in a different design with the bees at the corners here, the same as you would see on the Aztec calendar. You will see the V, okay? I just want to show you a few things here that I found. Okay, so on Goring here, Hermann Goring, you can see that it's a white cross with an X and a frame around it here. Okay, so this would be the white on white, and again, an X. Nazism here, okay? To my surprise, as I was watching this, and here you also see the black square, but it has things that are inside, which would probably give them their rank. Again, it's inside a black square with a white frame.
A persistent and popular theory concerns a U.S. officer, Lieutenant Jack G. Wheelis, a former American football player. Personal property, kept at Nuremberg as well. A persistent and popular theory concerns a U.S. officer, Lieutenant Jack G. Wheelis, a former American officer, Lieutenant Jack G. Wheelis, a former American football player. Lieutenant Jack G. Wheelis, a former American football player. He certainly had
FC football, military. And then to my surprise, there you go. You have the black square right here on an American soldier, a football player, FC football. Coming right out of Germany, Franklin. I think it was Frankfurt, sorry, Frankfurt. Yeah, FC football. The black square. And I just wanted to show you here again, it's the black square with the white frame. You've got 4 white squares and a black inside the black painting here, or the black square. Okay, they're all different. I guess, like I said, this is probably their rank here. Okay. Here we have Donald Trump with the black painting, the black square right behind him, right here. And here we have, it says, Trump, the art of the comeback.
My art room, where these lights just keep turning themselves on, and the lights that are turning themselves on have to do with a locust army that's coming out of the pit to meet another army that's coming from the sky. Now, we're walking in here in the dark, and just take a little look around. It's very odd. There's only one set of lights lights on. It's so weird this keeps happening. At odd hours of the morning, the Lord will wake me up. I'll come in here and they'll be on at 3 in the morning.
I couldn't help but notice what was this here in the corner. I'll leave it for you to look at. Okay. Okay, quickly here. You see the black square here. You see it here. It's the illusion of the black square here with the white frame here. But anyway, here it is, right? The black square. Okay, here you've got the black painting here, the black square with the white, and you got it all over the floor here. Okay, the black and white. The white square, the black square, see? The black with the white. And then again, this is an odd cross. It doesn't come down a little further here. It's all of the same here. Something wrong with that. Okay, I just wanted to show you the hand here. That's not a hand. And look how it's just not right. Just not right. Okay? No. Okay, so here we have the Vatican, of course, and we have Jesus in the middle of this, what you would call, I don't know what you would call this shape, an oval shape. Okay, so here's Jesus, the Vatican. And what did it say here? Second coming ceremony at the Vatican before it went dark. This is the ceremony welcoming in the second coming, light or dark. And here we have the Virgin. Again, she's in this oval shape here. Okay, and I'm going to read this out, Ezekiel 20:26. And again, this is Jonathan Kleck. And I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all that openeth the womb, that I might make them desolate to the end, that they might know that I am the Lord. Amen. Okay, here, and you have the Pope with a spaceship here with rubies or stones inside the spaceship. It's called Pope Francis calls the Bible a dangerous book. Okay, so there's your spaceship. And here, without failing here, you have Jonathan Kleck with a spaceship in a spider. It looks like a spider spaceship right here, a mothership. It's called Queen of Heavens, HD, 1 of 3. And he also has that picture with the mask. You know that, yeah, right here. You notice the little things like that, they float around, they don't stay in one place. You know?
Do you know how I saw these things? Because the Lord God showed them to me. So if you're saying I'm a false prophet, then you're saying the Spirit that brought me the truth and operates through me is evil, which is blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. So have fun with that. Ought to go really well for you.
I'm going to end it with this. It is true that the square blocks the way, including blocking the way for the artist. It exists as an absolute form. That is true as well. But that also means that all other forms are necessary by comparisons, since they are by definition not absolute. It inherits art. This bit turned out to be false. It inherits the end of art, its impossibilities, its lack of necessity. It represents the furnace in which art burns, the pit into which art falls, because the square, again, is an act of self-assertion of the entity called the abomination of desolation, which boasts that through pride, through arrogance, through trampling of all that is loving and gentle, it will lead all beings to death. Thank you, Jesus. No fear, be love, and give hope. I'm out of time. Talk soon.